Hey, Allison Verhalen here, and today I want to talk to you about topic clusters, which is another SEO strategy that has been around for a while, to the point that I cannot believe I have not already talked about this on my blog. But looking through my existing posts, I have not talked about topic clusters, and that kind of boggles my mind. So I am fixing that here and now. We are going to talk about topic clusters and how they can help your SEO. So what a topic cluster is when you have one blog post or a landing page, and that is your pillar content. And then you have clusters of content that are related to that pillar content that you then use to lead back to that pillar content. So you would create other blog posts. You can create any kind of content. Obviously, I do tend to focus on blog posts. They're my favorite, but you can also do social media content. You can do infographics. You can do white papers. You can do videos like this and podcast episodes. All of that can be cluster content where you provide links back to that original pillar content. So it's a great way to just drive traffic to that piece of content. So obviously it has to be evergreen, right? And I talked about this last week, what evergreen content is and why it is so super valuable. It is also valuable because you need evergreen content to create topic clusters. There's no point in trying to create a topic cluster around a topic that's going to be out of date in a few months, right? The more evergreen it is, the more content you can create around that particular piece of content and just keep driving traffic to that pillar content. So that's what a topic cluster is. Now, how does it help your SEO? The short answer is backlinks, 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 backlinks. If you're new to my video series / blog, or if you've just forgotten what backlinks are, quick refresher, it is when you link, it is when one piece of content has a link back to another piece of content. So there are two kinds of backlinks, external and internal. External backlink is when another website links back to your website. And an internal backlink is, so for example, I wrote this blog post on topic clusters and I talked about evergreen content. I have another blog post where I spent the whole blog post talking about evergreen content. So in my posts on topic clusters, I provided a link back to that post on evergreen content because it's relevant, right? That is an internal backlink. In my own content, I am linking back to another piece of content on my own website. Internal backlink. Now, Google knows that you have ulterior motives in providing those internal backlinks. It knows that backlinks are a solid SEO strategy, so it's been a little careful about the ways that people have tried to game the system. So it's not that internal backlinks don't count. It's just that they are not weighted as heavily as external backlinks. If you can get someone else on their website to link back to your website, you're getting that third-party buy-in. It's your way of telling Google, yeah, look, this other person believes in me and believes in my content so much that they are leading their audience back to my content. There is no greater buy-in than that, right? There is no greater proof that they believe that you're the real deal. So external backlinks are really where it's at, but internal backlinks are great too. Like I said, it's not that they don't count, it's just that they don't count as heavily as external backlinks do. The way to make internal backlinks count is by making sure they are super relevant. So like I said, I have this blog post now on topic clusters, linking back to my blog posts on evergreen content, super relevant, right? Your topic clusters have to be evergreen. They're both part of your SEO content strategy. It makes sense. If I instead led this topic cluster, if I provided a backlink to, I don't know, now I'm blanking on all of my other posts, a post about my ebook or ebook writing or headline writing in a way that just wasn't relevant, Google would not like that very much. Google would say, we know what you're doing there, Allison, and it's not great. So, or going from topic clusters to my post on PPC and how to make that work for you, right? It's a great piece of content, but it's not relevant to topic clusters. So Google would catch on. But the way to make it valuable is to make it relevant. And you better believe that Google has found ways to measure relevance. So make sure it is relevant, which Also, I think it's just common sense. I mean, when you think about real people reading your content, they don't want to click off to something that has nothing to do with the topic they're reading about. So make sure it's super relevant. And again, that organic traffic is another great way that it's going to boost your SEO, because people are just naturally, they're clicking on that link, they're getting back to that pillar content, they're reading that pillar content, and then you can use that pillar content to convert them into a customer. So it's not only a great way to show up in searches, but it's also a great way to just organically get more traffic to that piece of content, which hopefully is then converting people into customers. So now that we know what topic clusters are and why they're useful, let's talk about how to create topic clusters, right? Because it's one thing to say, yeah, you got to do this, and another thing to know how to do it. So first thing, you have to choose your topic. And again, it does have to be evergreen. So if you want some more tips on that, maybe check out my video and or my other blog post all about evergreen content. I do go over how to make sure that your content is evergreen. But for a topic cluster, you have to make sure that it is broad enough that it is something that can contain a whole bunch of smaller topics within it. So a topic cluster, for example, a post on topic clusters is a blog post. I'm not sure I could write a whole bunch of other blog posts or pieces of content around this topic of topic clusters. Whereas the term blogging is hugely, it's a great keyword because everyone is looking for tips on blogging, and there's so much content out there, so many tips and resources that people can use in order to get better at blogging. So that would be, for me, that would be a great example of a topic cluster. If you are in, let's say, financial planning, you've got something like financial strategy, right? So that is broad enough to encompass a whole bunch of other topics. It's not super niche. It's not just like one blog post and then you're done. There are lots of subtopics within that category that you can take advantage of to create other great pieces of content. So next up, you're going to start researching your topic. Once you've chosen your topic cluster, do some keyword research. Make sure that it has a decently high search volume and that it's not super difficult to rank for. Your SEO competition is not like through the roof. So start taking a look at that, but then also look at those related keywords. So every keyword tool that you have will show you related keywords that also tend to come up in conjunction with whatever keyword you searched. Sometimes it's longer tail keywords that contain that main keyword that you were searching for. Sometimes it's just other things that people are searching for when they tend to search that particular keyword. So always keep an eye out for that. Look at those related keywords and then really dive deep, because again, with a topic cluster, you're going to create tons of content around this particular post, this particular piece of content. So you have to have a ton of keywords that are super relevant. So look at those related keywords and then research those related keywords and what are the keywords that are related to your related keywords. And then you can just keep going that way. It does turn into a bit of a rabbit hole, but remember, you're only using the keywords that are super relevant to the topic that you're writing about and that fall in line with your overall SEO strategy. And again, they have to have that relatively high search volume and not a super high SEO competition score or keyword difficulty. So you actually have a chance of showing up in those searches. So keyword research tool, always a great place to start. My other favorite tool is called Answer the Public. It is free up to a point. I think you can do 3 searches per day on Answer the Public. It is great. When you put in a particular search term, it will generate for you all of the questions that have been generated online around that particular keyword or using that search term. And when it first gives you the data, it gives it to you in this gorgeous graph where you can't really read anything, but it's a great visual way to look at all the different questions that are getting asked around this particular topic, and it separates them by the kinds of questions that are being asked. So you got your why, your can, your where, when, will, so on and so on. Then there's a little button you click that says data, where you can see it as lines that you can actually read. So that is a great place to start, because again, Answer the Public is just taking the questions that are already being asked of Google and generating them for you and telling you these are the questions people are asking with this particular search term. Always, always, always take that information and go back to your keyword research tool and make sure that those longer search terms are relevant, that, you know, it's not just a handful of people searching for that particular keyword, and or you don't have a ton of competition around that particular keyword. But I love Answer the Public. I use it all the time. Next, you can always ask Google. Every time you have a keyword, start searching that keyword in Google. So then you're going to preface it with like how or why. So going back to the financial strategy example, you've got, you know, why do I need a financial strategy? And you can, before you finish typing in that last word, strategy, there will be a little drop down menu that Google will provide for you, that where Google just kind of fills in the blank for you. And some of them are not super relevant. Some of them are like, why do I need a financial Stratton lawnmower, right? Not super relevant, not something you want to write a blog post about. But there's, why do I need a financial strategy? Why do I need financial strategic planning, or financial strategies to reduce challenging behavior, right? These are all things that can help inspire you to create great content for your audience. Because again, Google knows what everyone is asking. It's just filling in the blank for you, because it assumes if other people are asking this question and you're using similar search terms, maybe you're also looking for an answer to this particular question. So always, always, always take advantage of that, and then go back to your keyword research tool and do your keyword research to make sure, again, that a significant number of people are searching for this term, and that you're not going to be flooded with competition and have no chance of showing up in those online searches. Next, you're going to organize your keywords. So you know what your topic cluster is going to be all about. You have to organize your keywords, because by this point you should have done so much keyword research that you have tons of keywords that you're going to use, which is great. Not all of them are going to be topics, but you can use a bunch of them in the body of your content or in the subheadings. So organize your keywords, figure out which ones are going to be great topics, which ones you can, again, you can write a whole 2,000, 3,000 word blog post on it and then still have more to say, right? So that's your next step. And then don't repeat yourself. So again, with the financial strategy example, you've got like, what is a financial strategy versus why do I need a financial strategy? Those are fairly similar search terms, and they have a similar intent behind them, right? The search intent behind those keywords is that people are looking for information on financial strategy. They're not necessarily looking for a financial advisor or a financial planner. But they are just looking for information as to, you know, what is this financial strategy thing all about? How do I do it right? Why do I need it? So make sure you're not creating multiple pieces of content that are answering basically the same question, even if it's slightly different, because the content you end up creating is going to end up being duplicate content. Google prioritizes unique content over duplicate content. You never want to be copying yourself or anyone else. Anytime content is unique, it is more valuable to the reader as well as to Google, because if they can get the answer somewhere else, then why don't they just go somewhere else? You want to make sure that your content is as unique as possible. So I know this is overwhelming. My final tip is that you can update existing content, right? So look back over some of your older pieces of content and see what you can turn into a topic cluster. See if there are some older posts that you can optimize, update, and re-strategize a little bit so that it's leading to a particular pillar page or pillar blog post. And don't forget, this is what I do all day. So if it's just too overwhelming, you know, it would be great content for you or for your clients, but you don't have the time to do it yourself, reach out. Let's have a conversation. My website is avwritingservices.com. And if you have any questions, you can reach me directly at info@avwritingservices.com. That's it. That is everything I have for you today. Thanks so much. Have a great week and happy blogging.